Hi, honeys. Welcome to Books and Halls with Michelle. I am so excited. It's hard to keep it in. I went to the bookstore today. It's a used bookstore, not that far from me. And boy, did I find a lot of good stuff today. And I'm so excited. I was going to wait a little while to film this, but I had to film it today because I'm so excited. I just can't believe some of the stuff I found. And this is why I believe so passionately that we have to be able to keep used bookstores open all across the country and the world. Anyway, I have a list of authors on my phone whose books I'm looking for. And I think I'm going to have to kind of find a new app or figure out a way to set it up to where I have which books I already own by these authors. So when I go to the used bookstore or the thrift shops, or I go online to Better World Books or something, I can look and see which ones I already have, because it's getting to that point where I'm going to have a hard time remembering, at least with the authors that I'm talking about. Did you see my video where I talked about my favorite cozy mystery series? Did you? Well, if you did, and I'll put that link to that video down in the description box, and also at the end of the video, I'll put a link to it somewhere up here. In that video, I mentioned that I absolutely love Lucy Burdette, and she has this series that she's had for quite a while. I think there's like 14 books in it now or something. She just came out with a new one, so it's still going on now, which adds to my excitement. And it's called a Key West Food Critic Mystery series. And what I found, I did find the first one. I didn't grab that one. I don't know why. If I'm really honest though, I don't really care about reading things in order. Like, I can read book number 5 and then read book number 2 and then read book number 6, and somehow that doesn't confuse me. I don't know if it's some kind of, maybe that is my superpower, is being able to read books out of order. I don't know. It could be. Anyway, so what I did get was I got Death in Four Courses, and this book is number 2 in the series. Why didn't I get number 1? I don't know. I'll probably pick it up next time I go. That particular one, it didn't look as exciting to me as the ones that I got, so I just kind of decided to hold off for a little bit. But this is number 2. The main character's name is Haley, and she's, like I mentioned, a food critic in Key West, and I love the books that I have read out of this series. It just feels like everything that I did like about living in Florida, but without the things I didn't like, if that makes sense. And the food in Florida is really good. And so I definitely love reading about, a cozy mystery about food is enjoyable anyway to me, because let's be honest, I love food. But when it's about Southern Florida food, I get even more excited, because there's something very different about Key West cuisine than other places in the country. What this book is about is she goes to a literary conference that's drawing in a bunch of big names in the food writing world. And the biggest superstar of them all is there. And he ends up dead. And they think she did it. And so she's got to figure out who killed him to save her name. Then the other one that I got is Murder with Ganache. And this one, let's see. I wish they just put it on the cover. Number 1, number 2, right? I don't know why we have to become investigators ourselves just to find out what book it is. But this is number 4. Why do I have to look, And some of the books don't even mention it in the inside what number it is. It's absurd. We need to fix this. In this one, she's in the middle of making a bunch of cupcakes for a wedding. The bride is a good friend of hers, and her stepbrother goes missing. So she has to try to find him. When she finds him, He's barely conscious, and his female companion is deceased. So now her and her stepbrother have to find out who did do it to clear her stepbrother's name. And then when I did that cozy mystery video, one of you, I'm so sorry, it was 6 months ago, maybe more, that I did that video. I don't remember who said it, but somebody said to look up Sheila Connolly. When you guys tell me to look up different authors, I do look them up, and if they look interesting to me, I will put them on my list of authors whose books I want to try to locate when I'm out and about. And today I hit the Sheila Connolly jackpot. Yeah, I did. Look at that. I got A Country Cork Mystery #1. This is the first in the series, and it's called Buried in a Bog. And I don't even know what it's about. I didn't care. It said it was the first in the series. That's all I need to know. And I thought this is kind of appropriate. Now, I know you're probably going to kind of roll your eyes at me. Whoops, one of those wasn't hers. I only got 3 of hers. I'm sorry, it wasn't 4. Today is St. Patty's Day. And so I found it very fitting to get this book on St. Patty's Day. Then I got Fundraising the Dead, which is the first book in the series, a museum mystery series. Someone's about to become history, it says. And I find that the idea of cozy mysteries that take place in a museum to be very fascinating. It's kind of funny. I guess we all are like that, right? We have certain situations or certain things that we find appealing about cozy mysteries, and that's kind of what we stick with. But like museums, I like libraries, I like stuff dealing with food. Is that it? That can't be it. I don't know. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm in a weird mood today. Please just bear with me and let's get through it together. But yeah, so I think that this one will be really fun. And then I also got Dead End Street, which is also a museum mystery book. This one is #7 in the series. So I got #1 and #7. I'm fine with it. Like I said, I can handle that. It's not a big deal. I love the cover though. Doesn't that look like a house that you just want to buy and renovate? And this one says, the main character, her name is Nell, and it comes to her attention that this museum that she works for, or the foundation that she works for, happens to own some real estate that has been abandoned. So the people that inform her of this one of them ends up fatally shot and the other one ends up badly injured. The police think that it's just a random act of violence in a bad neighborhood. But Nell thinks there's more to it and is determined to find the answers before someone else becomes history. Those are always kind of fun to me. Instead of having to clear your own name, those kind of get stale after a while for me when a sleuth is trying to clear their own name. I like it when they're just trying to solve something or they're trying to clear someone else's name a little bit more. So I think that this will be a good, exciting read. I'm super excited. I found Charlaine Harris books, you guys. And I'm telling you what, I got that Charlaine Harris Shakespeare's Christmas book. Where is it? I know you're in here. Are you hiding? Oh, there it is. Of course, it's in a weird spot. It's right here. Shakespeare's Christmas. I found that at a Dollar Tree. And so many people were like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you found that at a Dollar Tree. It's really hard to find her books. And I thought, it is? Well, ever since I've read that book, she's been on my list of authors. I look online at so many different places and I either can't find them or they're excessively priced. I was shocked when I went into this bookstore today and found 4 of her books. There was 5, but the 5th one was the one I already have, so I don't need 2 of the same book. So I decided to go ahead and spoil myself rotten and get all of the ones that I didn't already have. This one is 3 Bedrooms, 1 Corpse. It's a Aurora Tea Garden mystery. This is the 3rd book in the series. It's about a lady named Aurora who goes by Ro. She is a former librarian. Remember I said I like books about libraries. She becomes a real estate agent after ceasing her career as a librarian. And at her first house showing, she discovers the naked corpse of a rival broker in the master bedroom. To make matters worse, one of her mother's colleagues has fallen under suspicion. So she sets out to find out who did it, and in the meanwhile, a second body is found in another house for sale. That sounds pretty juicy to me. And I love the cover. Although I think I'm just a Charlaine Harris cover fan, I don't think I've seen a cover of hers I didn't really love. Shakespeare's Trollop by Charlaine Harris. This is the first in the Lily Bard mystery series. And I'm super excited about this one. Somebody left me their bookmark. Somebody I see uses receipts as bookmarks. Where'd you buy it back? Sell your books at sellyourbook.com. Oh, is that a place? I didn't even know. And I've got Shakespeare's Landlord. And this one is Shakespeare's Landlord. Now this is confusing. This one says it's first in the series, but this one and this book is listed as the first in the series. So if you know which one is first, would you let me know? I mean, if I can read them in order, I will, but this one is very interesting to me because inside I had this. It says, a previous owner has blacked out some of the language in this book. So I thought, what? So I start looking through it, and sure enough, they did. They blacked out the swear words, and when the Lord's name is being taken in vain, they also, but like odd things, like to me that's not really a swear word, but old fart was blacked out. They blacked out while lying back. I don't know. So some of the things that, but you know, the joke is on you, whoever you are, because I can see through your crossing out. So I don't know what the point there was, but yeah, they even crossed out my hands. What? Why is that a problem? I don't know. And then I found this one part where there was a typo. Instead of many, it said may, and they drew a line and put the N there, you know, to make sure to notate that it was not correct. Do you do that? I don't think I've ever done that in my life, and I'm trying to figure out, if you don't like swear words, that's fine. I mean, you probably don't want to be with me, especially if I've had a drink or two, but why would you get a Charlaine Harris book if you're not okay with profanity? Inquiring minds want to know. Because I can't figure that one out for the life of me. What? But to me, this is the beauty of buying books in used bookstores, is sometimes you have odd little things like this. And I think it's kind of quirky and fun. And I also think it's fun when books have underlining or highlighting from previous readers, and you can kind of like almost feel like you're getting to know someone based on what they liked about a book. My favorite book of all time right here, Follow Your Heart. I got this book. It was on a clearance rack at Barnes & Noble. And I had this really odd breakup where he stole my favorite books. Have you ever had that happen? Like, that's demented and sad, right? Like, you can't take somebody's favorite books away from them. So what did I do? I found another copy. Well, this one I found in a used bookstore, because this is a book that was written in um, Italy, or it was written in Italian by an Italian author, and it was translated to English. So it was hard enough to find the first one, but then to have to find another one. So anyway, I found it. And when I go in here, it's kind of funny because I don't know if you can see this. Yes, I dog-eared pages in this one because it's my favorite book of all time. But there's the previous owner highlighted different things, and sometimes they'd write me. I don't know what the heck. That's my initials. Did they know Michele Eskelin was going to buy the book? I don't know. But, and then I underlined with a black pen. So I just think that's kind of funny. So if this book ends up in someone else's hands one day, hopefully they realize that, oh yeah, here's what I'm saying, where they put me. And then other ones say M-A-Z. So that must be it. There must be two different people that read this and highlighted in yellow and put their initials next to what they were highlighting. And then I am probably the third person underlining what I love. So this book has been well loved, and one day someone will get a hold of it and really get confused with three different people's notations. And then I got Shakespeare's Counselor, which is, we don't know anymore which one is which number, do we? But I love this cover, and I think it's funny how this page is being held up on the cork board with a knife. Like those little details, I really appreciate them. And this one, okay, so if you've read these books, you probably already know this, but if you haven't, you don't know. I'll just tell you, the main character in these books, she has PTSD from an event that happened in the past when I think she was a cop or an investigator and something really bad happened to her. And her name is Lily, and she now cleans homes for a living because she finds that to be very low drama. So in this book, she joins a support group for other people with, I'm assuming, anxiety problems. It just says group therapy. And she's excited, but then one of the fellow members gets murdered and sends a terrifying warning to her before their murder. Or sends a terrifying warning just in general. So she's trying to figure out who in the group is the message meant for and why, and who will next suffer the consequences. Sounds fun, right? Okay, now I'm super excited. I can't wait to tell you about these. Look what I found! Now, it's not the first cover. This is the second edition that came out. You know what? I have to just grin and bear it. I'm the silly person that got rid of the originals that I had. But I did get the first one in the Sweet Valley Twins series, and I'm super excited about that. And I was wondering how I read so many of these growing up and how I read them over and over and over again. And then when I was looking at this book, I realized why. It's 104 pages long. That's why I was able to read so many of them. And then, I'm so excited about this one. This is what I'm looking for, is the first edition of the Sweet Valley High and Sweet Valley University books. For me, that's what I really wanted to reread. I just wanted the first one in this series, but this series, I want them all. Everyone. It's going to be a lot of books. That's okay. I plan on having a library when I get a home one day. So I was really excited to find this. And look at Francine Pascal. See, she knew what she was doing. Number 38. We don't have to look it up. We don't have to investigate. It even says it on the side. And then if you're curious, she even has in here a whole list of the books and the order. Thank you, Miss Pascal. I appreciate it. I wish other people would listen. Can Jessica find a way to stop Elizabeth from leaving Sweet Valley? Well, I think she found a way, if I remember. Because she was in future books, so she must have not left till later. Anyway, so that's the one that I found today, was Leaving Home. I'm super excited about it. I know it's not the first one. I've been looking. They're either trashed or they're $25. So I'm just going to keep looking at thrift shops and websites and secondhand bookstores and so on and so forth until I find a first edition number 1, all the way through 38, and then all the way through to, I don't even remember how many there are now, but that's my goal. I'm on the hunt for these. And it makes it kind of fun because, like I said, I plan on having a library when we get a home, and I'm just super excited about this. Then I found Goosebumps, the first book. And I think this is the first edition as well. I could be wrong though. But yeah, it's number 1, Welcome to Dead House. I'm doing a video about books I read as a teenager. You probably saw the one where I'm talking about books I read as a kid or as a child. They're all 1980s books. Books I read as a teenager would be all 1990s. It's kind of nice the way God just kind of planned it out for these videos to where my entire book reading life, each decade of my life happens to be in each decade of time. So my teen years were 1990 to 2000. So I'm going to be going through all of that, and this is one of the series that I started reading at 13. I'm super excited to read this again. I love the cover. And guess what she told me? I can't believe this. The woman that owns the bookshop, she says, "You see that box over there?" I said, "Yeah." And she goes, "It's full of R.L. Stine and Christopher Pike books. Full, the whole thing." I'm like, "What?" She said, "Yeah, you can go through it if you want." And I said, "Well, I don't have time right now because I had an appointment I had to get to. But don't you know I'm going back? I am definitely going back to see what else I can find." I'm not trying to get the whole series like with Sweet Valley, okay? I mean, I do have fond memories of Goosebumps and Christopher Pike books, both, but not to that extent. Like, it's not like Sweet Valley, you know? Sweet Valley High is a whole other story for me. But I did get the second one in the series. I probably get all the way up to like 1 to 10 or something. I feel like that would be good. So I got number 2. This one is called Stay Out of the Basement. Something's waiting in the dark. And these ones are 122 pages. So these ones are quite quick and easy to read as well. But I'm just loving going back to books that I loved in my youth. I don't know. I don't feel like you're old till you decide you're old. So in my mind, I'm still young. But when I was younger, let's put it that way, I read books that I haven't read in quite a long time, and I'm looking forward to reading them again. So the last book I got, is that the last one? Yeah. I got A Wrinkle in Time by Madeleine L'Engle. I have, if you saw that video I was just talking about my, as a child, books I loved, A Ring of Endless Light was one of the books that I really loved, and it inspired me to reread A Wrinkle in Time and maybe even read some other Madeleine L'Engle books because I really love her writing. I'm definitely excited about this. I just loved this cover though. And I'm going to go ahead and read you the back just in case you're not familiar with A Wrinkle in Time. I think everybody would love this book. It says, "It is a dark and stormy night. Meg Murray, her small brother Charles Wallace, and their mother are in the kitchen for a midnight snack when a most disturbing visitor arrives. 'Wild nights are my glory,' the unearthly stranger tells them. 'I just got caught in a downdraft and blown off course. Let me sit down for a moment, and then I'll be on my way.' Speaking of ways, by the way, there is such a thing as a tesseract." Meg's father had been experimenting with his 5th dimension of time travel when he mysteriously disappeared. Now the time has come for Meg, her friend Calvin, and Charles Wallace to rescue him. But can they outwit the forces of evil they will have to encounter in their heart-stopping journey through space. Then it says, it has the general appearance of being science fiction, but it is not. There is a mystery, mysticism, a feeling of indefinable, brooding horror, says the Saturday Review. This book is original, different, and exciting. Sounds good, right? So once again, just like with her other book that I reviewed, I think if you love YA books, if you love sci-fi books, this might really be up your alley. Like, seriously, read it. Okay. The store that I went to is called Dragon Castle Books, and I will put a link to their website down in the description box. And this place is just absolutely divine. I think you guys are going to love it. I did get approval from the owner today while I was there to go ahead and film the next time I go in there. So I will probably do a shop with me video in the store, and I can't wait to do that. I think it's going to be super fun. Thank you for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day or night. If you have any comments on any of these books, or if you have anything that you think that I would enjoy reading, please don't hesitate to let me know down in the comments. For me, your comments are everything. I love comments. I love you. Bye.